Coming up on Mountain News this morning, FEMA went door to door in Pulaski County while officials check on every resident. And the Big Sandy Games are officially over, but those that attended say the event is more than the competition.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning and a happy Thursday to you, Mountain family. I'm Amelia Lee here with you on this June 5th. It is just about 6:02 this morning, and it's time to check on in with meteorologist Megan Dusmall. Megan, it's been a foggy and a muggy start to our Thursday, and I'm just simply not a fan.
You're not? Well, if it helps you, I'm not a fan of muggy weather either. And unfortunately, we'll just continue that trend into the afternoon. It's going to be a muggy day, and the rain chances, unfortunately, are returning as we're heading into the afternoon. So let's talk about temperatures first. What you can expect as you're heading out the door is those 60s. So a warm start to your day and a warm finish to your day, too. I mean, forecast highs as we're heading into this afternoon will be in the mid-80s, so a little bit cooler than yesterday, but we are still expecting temperatures to be unusually warm for this time of year, as normally we sit in the upper 70s and low 80s. Here's a look at that fog, seeing chances of fogs higher as we travel more towards our southwestern counties and as we travel closer to Ashland. And we do see a little bit of rain this morning. And again, as I mentioned, rain chances will increase as we're heading into the afternoon. If you're heading to Polk Salad Festival for Harlan, here's what you need to know in the next couple of days. 84 degrees with those chances of storms in the afternoon for your Thursday, a trend that will continue into your Friday and Saturday. Amelia.
One resident of Sunshine Hills in Laurel County says she was spared from the worst of the deadly May 16th tornado, but is calling for help for her mother-in-law who lost everything just down the street. 70-year-old Virginia Wolf lived in her home for 50 years. Now, all that's left is the foundation. She was miraculously found near her home alive, but badly injured with multiple brain bleeds and other injuries. We are told she was in the ICU on a ventilator until yesterday morning.
She doesn't know yet that she's lost her home and her belongings, and that her best friend that lived 2 houses down has passed.
Virginia's daughter-in-law said she still will be in the hospital for quite some time as she recovers. FEMA is on the ground going door to door to make sure everyone who was impacted by the tornado gets assistance. Representatives were in Pulaski County yesterday. Local emergency management gives FEMA areas to go to, and they knock on doors just checking in on survivors.
So this would be the assistance portion of things. From there, depending on what kind of assistance you're eligible for, we would then, refer you into our system and funnel you towards the assistance that you need. That may include home repair, in which case an inspector would come out on a separate visit.
As of yesterday evening, FEMA says they visited more than 152 homes in Pulaski County alone, and they've been visiting homes for the last 4 days. Well, we continue to hear stories of survival after another deadly tornado in Kentucky. In Washington County, first responders say they found a missing 3-year-old after the EF2 tornado touched down Friday. Most of that damage was along one road. The Boyle County Sheriff says he and another fire responder were asked to help find a 3-year-old after her family's farmhouse was destroyed. They found her several hundred feet away from the home under a branch.
We hear the most faint sound, but it was so loud that we knew. We didn't say it, but we looked at each other, and Scott said, "Bottoms, bottoms," and we knew that she was alive. We don't do this job for recognition or for data boys or anything like that. If we did, then we were in the wrong line of work.
He says they took the girl to the hospital for treatment where she is still recovering. The Boyd County Coroner's Office is hoping to support staff by prioritizing mental health. They're putting a call out on Facebook asking for volunteer therapists for their office. Boyd County Coroner Mark Hammond says the hope is some licensed mental health professionals would volunteer their time to help the coroner's staff members learn coping skills and talk through what they've seen. Hammond says 1 in 3 first responders develop post-traumatic stress disorder from what they see each day on the job.
Give tips on how to get better sleep, how to eat right. If you're having problems, signs and symptoms to show those to where we can pull somebody off the street if we have to and say, hey, let's look at this, let's get you some help where you need it before something really happens.
Hammond says he's gotten an overwhelmingly positive response from local organizations offering to help. Employees at the Carl D. Perkins Job Corps Center in Floyd County have now received WARN notices. It comes after the U.S. Department of Labor announced a phased pause for Job Corps programs late last month. It's believed 156 employees received notices from Insights and Horizon Youth Services. However, there are reports last night that a judge temporarily stopped the Trump administration from moving ahead with the effort to eliminate Job Corps, with a hearing on June 17th. We do hope to have more about this later this week. The Make America Healthy Again Kentucky Task Force hosted its first meeting this week. The task force was established by a resolution to explore ways to improve the health outcomes of Kentuckians by integrating the principles of the MAHA movement. Lawmakers joked about not handing out donuts at their meeting, but more seriously, they talked about prevention and looking for the root causes of health issues.
Even a middle-income family and the travel for a farmer's market or travel to just basic health care, routine visits, that access to care is more of a challenge than it would be from someone with a higher economic status.
Some of the issues highlighted yesterday include creating incentives for proactive health care, working to get more Kentuckians in the workforce between the ages of 18 to 65, and making sure that students have things like healthy lunches, more physical activity in their day, and lessons on nutrition. A funding boost for improvements at senior centers in Tennessee. The state's senior centers are dealing with tighter budgets as our older population grows. The O'Connor Senior Center says it falls short by $50,000 each year and is working with outdated equipment and supplies. A state grant from the Department of Disability and Aging can help cover the costs of upgrades.
A lot of these senior centers don't quite have the funding level and can't draw down some of the federal dollars that some of the long-term services and supports facilities can do. So we want to make sure that we were just being equitable as we could.
Centers can use the grant money for building improvements, activity planning, and operation costs. They have until August 8th to apply. If they get the grant money, it has to be spent by March 2027. Well, the final day of the Big Sandy Senior Games brought area seniors to Prestonsburg yesterday, celebrating the participants of the 38th annual event. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has a look at the award ceremony.
A day for celebrating seniors.
Probably maybe the best because you get to see exactly the smiles on their faces and everybody's all together in one big room.
The Big Sandy Area Development District's Big Sandy Senior Games closed out Wednesday with the annual awards banquet.
Starting with bowling, ages 50.
It's just glorified just to get to see what they do and how they accomplish getting the task done that they want to do.
The ceremony brought 15 senior centers and programs from throughout the region together, celebrating their accomplishments in bowling, outdoor games, and more.
This gives them a chance to get out and get away from home. They get to meet each other. They get to meet them from other counties. And the main thing about this is they get to interact and get exercise.
Organizers say the event serves as a way to put the seniors in the spotlight, while keeping them active and creating a healthy rivalry.
And then just playing the games is being active and getting, well, and another big thing is not being isolated, getting out, being in your community.
Saying the event is something not only the seniors, but those involved look forward to every year.
Well, we love it because, I mean, I think they're one of our, well, the most valuable asset to our community is our elderly population, and I feel like they had a hand in raising us and teaching us to do things, and we want to give back and make sure, especially in their golden years, they want to call it, that it's the best that it can be, that they're able to get out and do things and have opportunities.
In Floyd County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Organizers say the event is only made possible because of the sponsors who help it become a reality and the seniors who practice and plan to attend each year.
For your Thursday morning, we'll start off nice and clear. Maybe a little chance for showers for some folks out there, especially as you go closer to that Kentucky-Virginia border. But as we're heading through the next couple of hours, we'll still remain kind of clear until lunch when those showers really start to ramp up into the region as we're watching this system just out to the west of us slowly make its way to Appalachia. Now let's talk about temperatures. As you're heading out the door this morning, you can expect those 60s, and this afternoon is no exception to those warmer temperatures as the mid-80s return for your forecast highs. It's going to be another warm day, but if you're heading off to Harlan, maybe heading to that festival, Polk Sallet, you'll be seeing those temperatures warming up again, having those chances of storms as you're heading into the afternoon. That will continue into the evening. Amelia.
Thank you for joining us at 6:11. We have more mountain news on the way. Washington state officials are searching for a man accused of killing his 3 daughters, but police are concerned his experience as a veteran could make the investigation difficult.